You're now tuned into Thorough Black Talk with Tad, Keisha, and Ashe. Every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Don't forget about our sister station, Constructive Talk Radio, Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m.
All right, all right. Can you hear me now? Can everybody hear me now? I think so. I think so. I think everybody should be able to hear me now. All right, good. We got it. Technical difficulties worked out. But yes, so again, family, we're going to continue our discussion on Black women in history. Those that some of you may know about and some that you may not know of, or some that you may hear little of. Um, um, so we definitely going to get back into that. But as I said, Brother Tad is on assignment and Brother Ashe will be joining us shortly. Again, thank you all for bearing with us to deal with these technical difficulties that are behind the scenes. Thank you, Sister Maria. And yes, Team Swap in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for tuning in. But we wanted to start out tonight's program, family, with a memory of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Dr. Welsing today would have been her Earth Day. She was born March 18th, 1935. Her father, Henry Cress, was a physician. Her mother was a school teacher. In 1957, Dr. Cress earned her bachelor's at Antioch College, and in 1962 received her MD at Howard University. It was in the 1960s when Dr. Welsings moved to DC and worked at many hospitals, especially children's hospitals. While she was an assistant professor at Howard University, she formulated her first body of work in 1969, The Cress Theory of Color and Confrontation, a self-published it in 1970. This was an introduction, if you will, to her later body of work, which was the ISIS paper. The ISIS papers, I believe, came 20 something years after the Cress Theory of Color and Confrontation. And if you can get your hands on a copy, you should definitely do so. I don't think you would be disappointed in reading that book. A shout out to the Brooklyn William Mackey Study Group. I was definitely tuning in via Zoom last night. And for those of you who can't make it, if you follow Thorough Black Talk, whenever the Brooklyn Mackey Study Group publishes the Zoom information for their lecture series, then I'll definitely make sure you all get it. And so you can view us via Zoom, and you can send donations via that way as well. You know, Ray definitely take care of you. Take care of that. I'm glad, Sister Marie, you do have your copy of the ISIS papers. For those of you who've never seen the book before, I believe this is the cover. You can check it out at your leisure. But I definitely want to get into some of Dr. Cress Welsing's body of work. Um, Oftentimes, she was misunderstood as she tried to explain to us and the world what white supremacy is, you know, how dangerous it is, and what it does to maintain itself and its power. So, give me a second here. I think we got it. There we go. Here we go. Because I want you all to hear, you know, from her herself, you know, what white supremacy is. And she was a psychiatrist, psychologist. Again, family, thank you for being with us with these technical difficulties behind the scenes. But we making it work. We do what we do. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So let's get into this with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's video here. Here we go.
Well, the Cress theory was an attempt back in the late 1960s to explain what I thought is it is a crest theory of color confrontation and racism, white supremacy, an attempt to, as a psychiatrist, as a Black psychiatrist, to understand, well, what exactly is this thing that we call racism, white supremacy? Looking at why do white people behave in the way that they do. You see, in concluding that it has to do, number one, with their minority status on the planet, their genetic recessive status, in that they could experience genetic annihilation, in that the overwhelming majority of people on the planet are Black, brown, red, and yellow, and whites constitute fewer than 1/10 of the people on the planet.
One of the things that we find that is happening now is there's this constant countdown. You see it on the news all the time. So when America's a majority minority nation, so there's still this countdown happening in terms of when white folks will be in the minority.
They will be a majority minority, which is nonsensical. There will be a white minority. If the non-white, if the Black, brown, red, and yellow people are here, they will be the majority and whites will be the minority. You see, and it's a illogical statement to talk about a majority minority. I mean, which is like white supremacy. I still have to put myself on top. I have to pose that I am genetically superior to compensate. I say it's a compensation for a genetic recessive status. Well, I think I was the first person to talk about white genetic annihilation in those terms, and that racism is ultimately a total system for white genetic survival and to prevent white genetic annihilation on a planet that has the genetics and the demographics that exist on third planet from the sun, which is planet Earth. So I was the first to put it in those terms, and my thesis has not been refuted. I would say that if my definition is understood, that racism, white supremacy is the fear on the part of people who classify themselves as white about white genetic annihilation and the concern for white genetic survival. This would therefore mean logically and specifically that the focus has to be on Black males, because Black people have the greatest genetic potential to produce the Black pigment melanin, which gives all skin color. And since we have the highest level of genetically determined ability to produce this pigment that can cause white genetic annihilation, and it's only males who can impose sexual intercourse. And so the focus consciously, subconsciously has to zero in on the males. This is why I say that understanding, I'm not talking about institutional racism. I'm talking about a total system construct that develops out of certain patterns of thinking on the part of people who classify themselves as white relative to specific realities that exist on this planet. And so then once that is understood, that the fear of genetic annihilation that takes to the focus on the male, the Black male person, as being the number one perceived threat, the number one enemy, and everything flows from that.
I tell you, family, my brother Ashe SJ in the building. Is that the Kabuka shirt he got on? Is he rocking that Kabuka shirt?
Yeah. You know, we got to come repping hard, man. Yo, it's a lot of insanity right now going on. So I got to remind them. Shout out to Baba Mwalimu Baruti. Love this, one of my favorite tees right here, man. Matter of fact, get a close up on that, because some of y'all don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Middle passage through the eyes of our ancestors. Not the eyes of these devils. Not the eyes of these other colors. Yellow, red, whatever color you want to say. But anyway, let's keep it on topic for right now because I'm a little hot. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. But Frances Cress Welsing. Oh man. First of all, I shade to that Queen Mother ancestor, honorable ancestor. You know what I'm saying? First of all, that video right there was very powerful. You know, if you are not familiar with Frances Cress Welsing, she is definitely, you know, one of the heavy hitters, especially when it comes to Black women. But in general, when it just comes to history, you know, psychology and things of that nature, she broke it down in that video. You know, their supremacy and their systematic racism, you know, is evident. And the fact that some people literally don't get it, you need to go pick up the ISIS papers right now. Go read that book by Frances Cress Welsing. You know what I'm saying? Keisha got it right there for you. No excuses. No excuses. You know, but yeah, man, their survival is for them, you know. they doing anything that they can do, you know. When it comes to brainwashing us, even when it comes to integrating, and you know, like we said on the show last week, you see a lot of television commercials and things of that nature. All you see is, you know, interracial couples. You see a Black woman with a white man. Most of the time, that's the way you see it. You know, Dr. Welsing talked about that a long time ago. You know, because if they have an inferiority complex, basically, you know, they look at the Black man and they look at what they not, you know, what they lack, everything they lack, they see that. So that's why they buck broke us. You know, that's why they dominate, try to split the family apart, things of that nature. But, you know, the Honorable Frances Cress Welsing, she broke that down on a psychological level. And, you know, we are greatly indebted to her for the great work that she has done. You know, a lucky few of us was able to actually meet her before she made her transition, you know, and these are real life people, real life heroes and sheroes that we have to record and give their names and you know, pour a libation out for them. So, you know, definitely I shade of Frances Cress Welsing. But that was a great video that you picked, Sister Keisha. That was definitely a powerful one.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, you know, I had many chances to meet and sit and talk with her throughout the years, and always got a wealth of information and knowledge from her. Again, like I said, family, if you can, please pick up her body of work, hundreds of YouTube videos that you could check out. But before we move on to the next topic, I want to play this video clip real quick, and then we're going to take a quick break and get right back to you. So here's another video of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing discussing the behaviors of homosexuality and as it relates to Black people. Because now, Brother Ashe, with all of this Black Lives Matter talk, that's the first thing that comes out is a homosexual movement or LGBTQs or transgenders, or I can't even keep up. But she goes into it in depth. So for the viewers out here, let's just check this out real quick. We put this volume on. Let's get this popping.
Somebody raised the question in the last set. Well, what about homosexuality? White supremacy makes homosexuality. Homosexuality was not a form of sexual expression in Africa. It was the dominant form of sexual expression in Greece and Rome. Absolutely. What was going on? I say what was going on is this. Here's the big giant continent of Africa. All these Black people. Some people play Black Africa. The whole of Africa is Black. Over here, the Mediterranean, here's Italy, little tiny countries, Europe. So these little men over here, white, saw these giants over here, Black. And they probably start saying, who has the biggest penis way back then? So I say that the men on the northern side of the Mediterranean said, gosh. They can genetically annihilate me. And I think it's also bigger. So then these men, feeling an inadequacy of masculinity and manhood, started engaging in behavior. What kind of behavior? See, male homosexual behavior is what? Putting the penis in the mouth or putting it in the anus. The mouth and the anus are opposite ends of the gastrointestinal tract. This is the tract that we use to feed the body. So if the body is feeling a deficiency in masculinity, it will occur to the brain computer, I need some vitamin masculinity called semen. Did you get that? See, it's just like if your body is missing a particular substance, you say, I think I need some green. That's true. You see, without understanding what particular mineral you are in search of. And so these men over here started putting penis in mouth and penis in anus because compared to these men, they felt masculine deficient.
We are developing epidemic levels of the effeminization of young black males. I say the pants sagging down is just a subconscious invitation for homosexuality. You see, it's revealing the buttocks. See, so the pants are getting lower and lower and lower. The next step is to step out of the pants altogether. And so you step out of the pants, you're going to put on a dress. The black men are destroyed. Then the black people are gone. And we have the state of genocide.
That's right. That's right. I say to that.
So there you have it from the master teacher, telling you exactly where these behaviors come from. They are not of who we are, but these type of behaviors were imposed upon us. In fact, there were whole cities, whole states, whole countries that were geared toward the sexual nature of black people, and they used to call them sexual farms. As a matter of fact, one of the sexual farms, a Sister Marie that's watching, was the city of Baltimore. City of Baltimore had one of the largest, highest rates, if you will, of incest and sexual abuse. Came out of the city of Baltimore. The island of Jamaica was a sex farm within itself. And so sometimes when you view and see certain behaviors that people show us, you have to look and think, where did those behaviors and actions really come from? But, you know, it is what it is, Brother Ashe. What's your thoughts on those videos?
Yeah, it's interesting because, Dr. Wilson was saying these things a very, very long time ago, and everything that she said came to fruition, like even when they showed the little clip of brothers in the street with their pants sagging, it's like the pants keep getting lower and lower. And then if you look at it, like what happens now? If you look at fashion today, you got these new rappers, Young Thug, and I don't even know all of these other dudes, but they out here literally wearing Gucci dresses. You know what I'm saying? boots with the heels, like high heels, like stilettos and all of that. You know, they basically they wearing like women's lingerie out here. You know what I'm saying? And this is supposed to be rappers, like hardcore, these new generational rappers. You know, so she said, soon as the pants get low enough, the next step is to step out of the pants and to step into a dress. You can't knock that. You know, look at, we had in fashion, we had Diddy, Idris Elba, so on and so forth. So many popular celebrities that were Dwayne Wade, they were wearing these skirts. Y'all remember that? When they was all wearing those skirts and that was the new fashion trend. I think Dwayne Wade had on a leather skirt. You know what I'm saying? This is what Dr. Welson was talking about a very long time ago, because brothers used to be masculine. Brothers used to actually, you know what I'm saying, have some testosterone, and it was okay to you know, let that flare and you know, have male tendencies and things of that nature. But now it's like we so emasculated, we so effeminized that this is to become the new norm. And if you say anything against it, you know, oh, now you shaming, or you just dated, you back in the days, like let the young boys rock this, how they dress and things of that nature. I remember when just skinny jeans itself was controversial. I wish we could go back to the days of skinny jeans being controversial. The way these dudes is out here wearing dresses, and I wouldn't be surprised if they got on a goddamn thong underneath that joint. They wearing purses, not no book bag, or, you know, some masculine bag. They got on purses and all of that. Like, you know, so this is exactly what Dr. Welson was talking about, man. Like, this is one of the things that they want to do to us. You know, these are one of their targets to hit when it comes to you know, the emasculization of the black male. You know, this is what they want to do. So a lot of us, we fall victim, we fall right into the trap. And it's just simply because we're not studying. We're not studying the ones that came before us. If we were studying Francis Cress Wells, and we would have known these things. And then you got some of these new scholars that come out and they start regurgitating some of the old information like it's new. You know what I'm saying? And just basically stealing, you know, the intellectual property of our great warrior scholars, and then misdirecting the people and taking that momentum and not utilizing it in the right way, but taking no momentum, becoming YouTube stars, being famous and things of that nature to make money. Meanwhile, they just armchair revolutionaries. They just sitting on the goddamn couch. Francis Cress Welson was accessible. She was in the community. She was in the universities teaching. She was with the people.
She was harassed.
Exactly.
You know, had to change different career jobs and everything.
I was just about to say that. Yup, she was harassed by playing. Matter of fact, right before she passed and right after she passed, she had one of the biggest harassments in her whole career, where the damn media, CNN and all these dudes. What's the black guy's name that was writing? I forgot his name. The little short, scrawny guy. He tried to come out and talk bad about Francis Cress Wells.
Mark Lamont Hill.
Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill. He tried to come out and disrespect the elder. Man, I tell you, a couple people that's still looking for Mark Lamont Hill right now.
He could get the smoke. For real.
A couple of them is looking for him. So listen, family. We need to make sure that we are honoring and walking in the light of our ancestors and not just reading and talking about it. You know, these are things that we have to religiously, you know, consistently prepare ourselves so that we can be better than the ones that came before us. And with the information and the wisdom that Francis Cress Wells laid out for us, that shouldn't be hard to do. She done mapped it out from a psychological level, a psychological standpoint. So you could peel back the layers and understand what's going on, not just face surface value telling you, oh, we don't like these people. She went into their minds, because remember, she is a psychologist. These ain't no rinky-dink fake people that come out nowadays on YouTube and they say they're a doctor and they ain't got no doctorate degree. You know, these are really established scholars that we dealing with. It just so happened that she was African-centered and she cared about her people. You know, so we are forever going to be honoring the name of Francis Cress Wells. You know, we miss her, and we definitely want to make sure that we are putting her name before the young sisters that are growing up right now, coming up, because these are things they have levels to aspire to, you know, ancestors that they should be calling on consistently, remembering, studying, things of that nature. You know, this is how we build up strong young women, young ladies to grow into African-centered warriors, instead of having these women out here nowadays that got the mind of a girl and all they want to do is go out and party, and you know, they don't even care about the goddamn quarantine. They still out there want to go out and drink and all of this craziness, and, you know, listen to Cardi B and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying, you know, whatever, to each his own if you listen to that, but I'm just saying, like, we got to be more. We got to have a higher level to aspire to, you feel me? So, yo, Frances Cress Welsing is forever one of the honorable ancestors, man. She should be in the pantheon. She is in the goddamn African pantheon, for lack of words.
That's right. Uh-oh, the young lion is starting to come out. You got to keep the young lion in for a minute. Keep the young lion in. We about to go in on this Asian hate crime stuff, but we're going to take a quick break, family. We're going to come right back. Check out this video. Our brother Q Butter. See a cameo from my brother Ashe SJ in the video. And you see cameos from brother Tad in the video as well. Check it out, family. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Overcame the pain and all the hardships. We focus on our game and kept the targets. They try to take our brain and keep our raw gifts, but we still remaining, now we bullshit. Flawless, you know how it go. Black power looking good and we let it show. We stack by the hour, yeah, and we let it grow. These crackers not doing nothing, we let them know. Nothing you can do gonna change us. We always gonna be around, we gon' bang what. We never gonna simmer down, you can't tame us. No religion, no Christianism can chain us. Black is all you hear when I'm talking. I'm repping for the light to the dark skin. RBG stepping when I walk in. Crackers really mad cause I'm flossing. Black is all you see around me. I put my hands in these hearts in the streets, yeah, they ain't on me.
The same script, hopping off the same shit ever since they dropped me off the slave ship.
Black is all you see around me. I put my hands in these hearts in these streets, yeah, they ain't on me.
Rocking with the same script, hopping off the same shit ever since they dropped me off the slave ship.
Watch the step out, a black king. My fists in the air while I'm rapping. RBG, where you see my fashion. My fame is all here, no lacking. You see the vision, it's all clear. Black power living here with no fear. We did the prisons, we dropped the tears. Now we're focused on this eyes. RBG, yeah, on the pop out. A cracker go to sleep, that's a knockout. What you want to eat, go and rock out. Black everything, this a lockout. The camera's on now, go and take a flick. The pressure been on, can't take a hit. Ever since they dropped me off the slave ship, I've been on the same shit. Black is all you see around me. I put my hands in these hearts in the streets, yeah, they ain't on me.
Rocking with the same script, hopping off the same shit ever since they dropped me off the slave ship.
Black is all you see around me. I put my hands in these hearts in these streets, yeah, they ain't on me.
Rocking with the same script, hopping off the same shit ever since they dropped me off the slave ship.
You think you be doing like this? Hey, that's it. Come on, man. Come on, me.
You gotta show them how to swag it.
Come on, me, come. It's in your head. Always do this way. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah. Our brother Q Butter. Yo, that joint is catchy as hell, man. Back, you know, slave shit. Shout out to Q Butter, the whole Ziax Institute. These are real people doing real things, man. Not armchair revolutionaries. The brother got the African Center School right here in Brooklyn. So shout out to that brother all day, man. But that song was track. Y'all saw me with my little cameo in the video. You know what I'm saying? I'm low-key famous right now. But yeah, Keisha,
Brother Lenard, what's up, Brother Lenard? Happy birthday to you. That's an OG right there. What's up, Brother Lenard? Sister Veronica in the building. I gotta give her a shout out. You know, Veronica always on the check-in. I don't know. Is Miss K me? Who I got shook? I ain't do nothing to nobody. I don't want no smoke with nobody.
Yeah.
Brother Ray in the building. Yes, Sister Farnessa, that song is dope. We keep it Brooklyn thorough with the cameos of my brother Ashe, SJ, and brother Tag. Fly. Brooklyn fly right there.
Yeah, but what we moving into, sis? What you want to go into? Because I know right now a lot of people, social media is hot right now. It's hot. Matter of fact, it's cold as hell, I should say. Some of y'all is cold as hell, man. Y'all ain't mad about nothing no more. Y'all just happy. Y'all real happy singing all them We Shall Overcome songs with your crystals and your sage and all of that. But listen, family, I know I saw a lot of people posting. A lot of people was posting about these Asian hate crimes and things of that nature. Keisha, I think we
should
just go into it and talk about this right now because
get them.
You know, it's interesting. What's really interesting to me is, and it's interesting because like I fell off, like I wasn't on social media for a while. You know what I'm saying? I just started getting back on it again. So when I was off of it, it was one temperature. Then I get back on it, it's a whole different temperature. I'm like, yo, did I miss something? You know what I'm saying? Because I remember not too long ago, everybody was mad and upset and outraged over how the Asian community was treating black people, Africans, all kind of black people, treating them, you know, just being
horrible. That's your post from earlier.
Being horrible to our people.
Come on.
Right here, we got the Red Apple Nail Salon. I'm just wondering, did y'all forget about this? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all forget about these China or Asian, whatever, Korean, Asian, Chinese, I don't know, how they beat a grandmother?
That's right.
A sister. But a sister and her grandmother.
That's right.
Just because she didn't like the way they did her nails and said she wasn't paying for it. They beat them with broomsticks. Did y'all forget this?
Hold on, Ashe.
That's why
we're not winning. That's why they have money in their pockets.
Hold on, let me see. Remember we met up with her.
Where there were more black businesses, right?
Of course.
And see, that's the part our people miss.
My father had a barbershop full of
Hold on.
I have a brain aneurysm.
You have an aneurysm?
Yeah, I have a brain aneurysm.
As a result of this? Or
No, I have it. I have it for a little while, but it's good. They don't know what's going on with me.
Yeah, exactly.
The Koreans.
You know? And
But
like I said, she ran to the chair,
they're the same.
and like she died. And I'm like, look at this.
Yeah.
The Asian name?
Yeah. I'm like, hold up.
But now, since you've been in this community so long, you remember where there were more black businesses, right?
Of course.
And see, that's the part our people miss.
Park Place. My father had a barbershop full of
Park Place and what?
Park Place, what you watching that?
Yeah, I'm right down the block of Foley, Washington. Yeah. And that's what I always tell people. I can remember, and I'm a little bit younger, but I remember when there were all black businesses. Up and down Washington.
My father had a barbershop.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. What you see in family is that was actually the grandmother that I was just talking about. You know, when this thing happened, it just so happened that we were having a get together in Prospect Park, and the grandmother just so happened to be strolling by. The same very grandmother that got beat with the broomsticks in the photo that we just showed you in the Red Salon. She was in the park. So you can't tell me that we wasn't called by our ancestors to be warrior class, to be a part of this struggle. The fact that she was even on the same part of town, a part of the city with us.
Come on.
Or less on the same block in the same park. You know what I'm saying? So we had a conversation with her. She explained the whole thing that went down. She said, you saw in the video, she had aneurysm or something like that. Like, you know, so these are the things that we have to pay attention to. Because it seemed like a lot of y'all forgot about that. A lot of y'all forgot about what happened in China when COVID hit.
All right, come on.
They blaming everybody else except for themselves, and they the one who created the goddamn virus. Did y'all forget about this video right here that was going viral?
Come on, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
This video right here was going around. I think y'all must have forgot in a McDonald's in China. And they put a sign up in McDonald's in China telling black people that you can't come into the McDonald's right now because you got COVID. When they was the one who created the damn virus.
Come on.
Kicking black people out of the places where they was staying. Black people was homeless in the streets of China.
Mm-hmm.
No place to go, no place to shower. Couldn't go to McDonald's to get a goddamn Big Mac.
That's right.
In the streets of China, and they didn't even have COVID. But because they was black, these damn racist ass Asians want to kick our people out and try to blame us and say black people in China created COVID. So it seemed like y'all must have forgot about all of this.
Huh.
Y'all must have forgot about, you know, so many aggressions. Y'all must have forgot about Peter Liang.
Come on.
That murdered our brother Akai Gurley right here in Brooklyn, Pink Houses Projects, in his own home, in the hallway of his own building. Murdered our brother, 28-year-old. This Asian police officer that murdered Akai Gurley. Y'all forgot about that, huh? Y'all forgot about what's his name? Tu Toy or whatever. Tu Tao. Y'all forgot about Tu Tao? The police officer that stood there and held people back when they was trying to save George Floyd from being murdered?
Come on.
Y'all forgot about Tu Tao, huh? When he was sitting there about to pull his weapon out and shoot, because y'all telling people to take their knees off the neck of George Floyd.
Come on, brother.
He was ready to lay more y'all out. Oh, but y'all forgot about all of that. Y'all forgot about on Thorough Black Talk how we showed y'all the video with these damn Asians out in Ghana and other parts of Africa doing their illegal mining. Our brothers and sisters is dying out there in the goddamn gold mines. Whenever it rains, they still out there in the gold mines when it rains, in the dirt, in the landslides, trying to look for gold. Because these damn Asians are so goddamn greedy. We out here dying looking for gold. And they doing some illegal mining. Y'all forgot about, we told y'all that they practically got a goddamn Chinatown in a lot of these countries in Africa. You go to Ghana, you see an illegal Gucci, bootleg, every goddamn thing that Chinese people make. You forgot that we told you on Thorough Black Talk that China was importing fake chickens.
Come on.
To Ghana.
Come on.
One of the most naturally abundant places on the goddamn planet. You drop a seed anywhere, you got fruit, vegetables, we got animals, safaris, all kind of animals you want. You don't need a chicken. And they importing man-made, genetically modified chickens to Ghana for people to eat. Asian people. Y'all forgot about this?
Okay, come on.
Somebody
shenanigans.
Song. Y'all must have forgot. Because the way I'm seeing these goddamn posts, it's like y'all falling right into the trap. It's brainwashing, man. And too many of y'all are just followers. Too many of our people are followers. You just see something and you see somebody post something and then you want to copy and paste it and post it because it make you think you better. Trying to play some moral game. Like somebody care about that. Nobody don't care about that. Because these Asians ain't out here going hard the way y'all going hard. First of all, y'all don't even see the agenda behind it. The agenda behind it is to tie the goddamn all of the struggles of everybody else into the black agenda, into the black struggle. Mind you, how much money did Asian people put into the Obama administration? How much money and donations did they put in to get their agenda across? Or how many Asian stores you got in your community? Let's just start on a fundamental level. Sound like they way better off than me. They could pull some strings politically if they want.
They got the liquor stores. They got the beauty supply stores. They got what do you call it? Fish and what do you call it? Yeah, all of that. The vegetables and fruit markets. They got it on lock.
You go to Chinatown. You go to Chinatown. Not only do they have a Chinatown, not only do they have their own banks, they got the goddamn J.P. Morgan and all of the other American banks with Chinese letters on it.
That's right.
J.P. Morgan Chase and TD Bank, all of them, they had to change their goddamn name in America to have Chinese letters because you in Chinatown. Sound to me like
Popeyes was in Mandarin.
Sound like they doing well off to me. Don't sound like they need no help from us. You feel what I'm saying? But so many of our people fall victim to our own sense of humanity because all they're gonna do is tie the struggle together. Just like I told you, you go in Barnes and Nobles, you look look for the African American history section in Barnes and Nobles. I bet you look right next door to it. The bookshelf next to the African American section in Barnes and Nobles or any bookstore is going to have the LGBTQ book section on the same bookshelf right next to each other. Now the next bookshelf over going to be the Asian Revolution section because they tying them on. What's going to happen? When these laws get signed and these bills get passed, them things ain't going to be a benefit black people. It's going to be to benefit all of them because they got money. They doing well. They could put money into the goddamn Obama or the Biden or Trump administration to get whatever strings they want to get pulled. That's what they've been doing. And we still sitting here falling victim to our sense of humanity. Oh, we want to love everybody. We want to say, oh, y'all can't do this. Y'all can't be bad to these people with things of that nature. Nobody deserves that. Speak for your goddamn self. Because who you gonna tell? How you gonna tell me nobody deserved that? You mean to tell me the enemies of African people? Because we have many of them. It ain't just the ones you think. It's a lot of them. The enemies of African people don't deserve to be treated like that. The filthy devils that beat our sister in a nail salon, beat her grandmother in a nail salon, invest so much dollars into the motherland. Do you know that China actually are the ones who did the architecture and built the African Union headquarters? The African Union, the collective of all of these African countries, their headquarters was built by Chinese. The building itself was built and invested, paid for by Chinese money.
Remember a couple of months ago, brother, we showed how you had some Chinese woman running for office of the ANC.
Yup.
In South Africa. Yep. And I'm glad Brother Leonard mentioned this. He said, don't forget Lou campaigning at National Action Network. Yo, when we was running Mike Graves for mayor under Freedom Party, this is St. Paul's Baptist Church in Brooklyn. Yes, I'm telling. St. Paul's Baptist Church in Brooklyn. We reached out to them so that Mike could speak to the congregation. They told Mike that they didn't have time or space for him to come inside and speak to the congregation, but he was more than welcome to campaign outside of the church. So we're standing out there and service is letting out. I think it's the 8:00 service letting out. And who comes out with Pastor Burley? Yes, I'm saying it. Charles Barron, Inez Barron, and John Lew. But y'all had space for John Lew. Okay? But you had no space for Mike Graves. These are the shenanigans that I'm talking about. And we're going to show y'all, family, how these black politicians get before you and try to use the sympathy card to make you get on board with fighting somebody else's fight. Now, I'm not saying that people who are wrongfully harmed shouldn't have justice. But what I am saying is that black people have no business in other people's fights. Exactly. Don't tell me that you was out here fighting for me. You was fighting out here for your own cause, your own benefits. your own cause and your own benefits. I know how the game go. Again, family, you can read the book, The Asian American Movement. They'll tell you how they come amongst black people and still points on how to fight an oppressive system from black people. You don't got to believe. I got a whole library full of them. I'm going to run through the library too so you can see. But we can't get out here and let these things take place. You had the National Action Network today with another press conference talking about standing up for Asians and the abuse against Asians. Now, I didn't see the National Action Network. No, Mr. Sharpton, you was not out there, and I could get Q Butter on the phone right now. You was not out there when Miss Thelma was getting her head bashed in by a broomstick in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. The very next week after the incident happened with Miss Thelma at the Red Apple Nail Salon, there was some graffiti written on the outside gate of an Asian American business owner here in Brooklyn. There was a press conference done with current Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, saying that he is against hate crimes against Asian Americans and so on and so forth. But a week prior, the bastard was nowhere in Flatbush to stand with Miss Thelma. But I bet y'all in New York City gonna be running out to the polls to run for vote for Eric Adams. These are the people they bring before your churches and your congregations and your synagogues and your mosques and tell you to get out the vote. Get out the vote for who? For what? So you could betray us? I got the footage. Hold on. I got the footage.
Okay.
Here you go. Bobblehead doll Al Sharpton.
Uh-huh.
Here you go. Out here for the Asian American community. Here you go. Check this out, y'all.
Let me first say that we stand together today as we did yesterday to very openly and vociferously and strongly denounce the hate attacks on Asian American brothers and sisters in this country. There is no one that calls themselves an activist, that calls themselves progressive, that calls themselves a citizen in good conscience, that can remain silent when we see the uptick of attacks on Asian Americans. Let it be clear, when you attack an Asian American because of who they are, you attack all of us because of who we are. You cannot fight hate by being a conduit or an accomplice to hate itself. Silence is an accomplice. They're talking about we're investigating whether it's a hate crime. If you attack people because of what and who they are, that's hate. They don't have to call you a name. The hate is demonstrated by what they did. So I wanted to come again and stand with the Asian American community as they have stood with us. Amen. And as we must stand together, whether you're Asian American, whether you're Latino ex-American, whether you're Jewish American, whether you're LGBTQ, you must be celebrated, not attacked for who and what you are. Secondly, the vicious shooting of Christian Hall in Pennsylvania, and to then question a video to come out like we can't believe our lying eyes. This young man needed help, not hurt. The response that he was given is unjustified. And we come to stand with his parents and his family to know that we are with them as we have fought for others that have been victims of police brutality. This is an act of police brutality. If the video wasn't there, the truth wouldn't come out. The video's there. Let's go to the tape and get justice for Christian just like we fought for everybody else. Come on, justice for Christian Hall. 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 And let me say that they need to know that as we stand what we call our Attorney General, Ben Crump, that we stand to the end. We don't get in. We are not no fair weather activists. Amen. By being out here below the prison, you ought to know that. We'll be there in good weather and bad weather, because that could have been our son on that bridge. That could have been our child. And we will stand with you because it was yours. We give you our not only sympathy and condolences, we give you our comradeness, that we will stand with you. And you know now, you lost a son, but you gained a family of freedom fighters. Justice for Christian Hall! Justice for Christian Hall!
Yo, I couldn't wait for that video to end. I wanted you to cut him off so bad, Keisha. I ain't even want to watch that whole thing. For real. Yo, that was getting me tight for real. First of all, see, it seems like all is good and well, you know, and this is how they pull the wool over our eyes. This is how they get us, because they always know Black people are people of love. So they try to play off of that, and we become victims of our own sense of humanity. So I keep saying that, right? What do I mean? They know that we're going to have the emotion in us to be like, oh, right is right, because we know what's right and what's wrong. But they always try to tie it in and make it seem like, for one, they struggle and injustices is the same thing that we went through, when it's not. We know we went through way worse. And it just like amazes me how Sharpton finds this time, all this time that he has on his hands, to talk about all these other cases, to talk about the family that these Asians have gained in the Black community by this. But I didn't see him go this hard for Akai Gurley. I didn't see him go this hard for the Black people. And that's why you got our sister, Samaria Rice, right now going so goddamn hard, calling a spade, these sellouts, calling them exactly what they are, clout chasers. So we support what the sister was saying. And they ambulance chasers. They literally out for the bag. So Sharpton sees this as an opportunity, because he's an opportunist. This is a hot topic right now. Hashtags is flying everywhere. AARP, I don't know what the goddamn hashtag is. But I tell you one thing, they flying. So he said, let me make some money off of this. Now he's the poster child for Black people. I guess he's speaking for the whole Black race, huh? About how Black people support. Well, how come I never hear Sharpton talking about all the MSG they've been serving the Black community for all these years? Oh, I know why. Because why these Black people fight so hard, because they love their Chinese food. They love their Gucci bags, they fake Gucci bags and all of that. They don't want to lose none of that. You know, but we got to have enough African sense to see when tricks are being played on us, family. They play off of our emotions. Let me see Sharpton put in as much energy and time to Black people instead of just clout chasing and ambulance chasing and doing things when it's hot. You know how many cases he done turned down? First of all he do is get people paid. All he do is get checks cut under the table. Mm-hmm. When has the justice happened? When has the justice happened? And I could see if Sharpton was doing this for a while, and then he realized, you know what? Ain't no justice happening. People just getting paychecks. And then he switched up. But he ain't switch up. He the same ass Sharpton that he been from day one. Talking the same rhetoric. They had him at the goddamn funeral. At the funeral of George Floyd. Mm-hmm. I remember that whole spectacle. He became a real reverend at that funeral service. Hashalababa and all of that. Because they pulling a wool over your eyes, family. We gotta pay attention. Look, our struggle as Black people is something totally unique. Kabuka, totally different. This is something totally different. Ain't no Asians go through this. They ain't go through none of that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure we got our priorities straight, family. How the hell Black people gonna step in and try to help Asians when we still trying to help our goddamn selves? We still fighting for our freedom. We not free, but we got enough time to put down what we doing and fight for them. When they don't give a damn or bat an eye, the only time they bat an eye to us is to tell us to hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy it. And get out their goddamn store. That's the only time they batting an eye to us. They stealing all of our goddamn resources. Taking it as their own. All the manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? So let's make sure we got our priorities together, family. We cannot waste time. We don't have time to waste. All of our energy and efforts should be focused on one thing, and that's African liberation. Until that's complete, until we have successfully liberated ourselves and gained our sovereignty, nobody better not talk to Ashe about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasting my time. You wasting my time. And the crazy part to me, like I said, is people fall victim. It's like they know, and they have literal psychologists that study these things. That know if you put a certain thing out and you make it trendy, people are literally gonna pick up, and once the ball is rolling, it's gonna snowball effect. And next thing you know, everybody's doing it. I won't be surprised if the goddamn BET Awards had a goddamn Asian American segment. Matter of fact, Essence Magazine, I shared that online too. Essence Magazine, they said, oh, here's an opportunity. We opportunists as well. I don't support no goddamn Essence Magazine. From a long time ago, we knew they sold out. But recently, when this whole Asia thing started happening, they said, oh, let's get trendy. Let's get in the spotlight. They put out a goddamn article talking about 20 African celebrities that are also of mixed Asian descent. I'm like, oh, shoot. So we not Black no more. Now we trying to latch on to being Asian. God damn. God damn it. We Asian too now. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm cursing now. They got me cursing up here.
You got you mad now. You hot.
I'm getting stressed out thinking about this. Damn, we Asian now. So the 20 top celebrities on Essence Magazine that are African and also of mixed descent. We want to be Asian now. Wow, we can't just love ourselves. The self-hate is real, family. It's real. We want to be something other than African so goddamn hard.
Mm-hmm.
Even in their plight, even in times that are hard for other people, we want to be them over being African. It's a shame, family.
Crazy.
The level of mental suicide that our people practice is really insane. And I see so many excuses. So many of our people just making up excuses. Oh, well, nobody deserves that.
It's sickening.
Did you forget the boats we came in on? Oh, people in the world don't deserve to get payback? You know, like, it's sickening the things that these people say, man. You know, so listen, family, just be intelligent, man. People are not doing enough critical thinking. Listen, like I said, let's prioritize what we got going on. Work on us, family. We ain't never going to see nothing, no real tangible results until we have a concentrated effort on our liberation. Anything else, yo, put that on the back. Put that on the back burner, family. Because we about to win this battle. I don't know about y'all. This war is ours. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all want to sit back and say we not in war. You don't have to say that you in war, or you don't have to go out and practice and actively engage in war to have war waged against you. because the people that are waging this war against us have a place for you. Now, whether you're going to be one of the rebellious ones like us, or you're going to sit back and be a pawn, that's up to you.
And don't be no fence rider either. I don't like people who ride the fence.
When you see the warrior class, you better step out the way. That's all I'm saying.
Facts.
We study our ancestors. We study the wins and the losses.
All day.
Not just the losses. That's what makes us better. That's what makes us understand who we are, who we came from.
Facts.
And if you don't do that, you can't talk to me. We can't converse. We can't have a conversation. Because we not cut from that same cloth.
Facts.
Keisha, how you feel about it? Because these people out here, man.
You said it all, brother. You said it all. And I've been telling people, we've been telling people a long time on this platform to watch the shenanigans, especially with these pork chop eating preachers and these fake politicians that get out there and talk all that black stuff. But when it comes to getting behind the rooms or making a vote on the floor, that's in our interest. They got nothing to say. Right. As a matter of fact, you know what, Brother Ashe? I just saw an email today. You know, I was trying to get someone who's running for office here in Brooklyn to, you know, test the waters and come out here on Thorough Black Talk. You know, people are afraid of us. I don't know why. We don't harm nobody. But she got the courage. She got the courage. I got an email today, so I'm going to give her a date when to come on. And, you know, been watching her, so supposedly she bout it. So we're going to see if she really bout it when she come on Thorough Black Talk. Because, you know, Sister Keisha don't play no games. And Lady V, Veronica, Brother Ray said, we got to call you Lady V. So I'm going to call you Lady V. She said, I had threatened Mark Lamar Hill. I don't make threats.
That's right.
I don't make threats. I make promises.
That's right.
And I promised him that. He gonna get this work. So, because he tried to play us twice, and you don't get a third time with me. I don't let you get to the third time. So we're gonna get it with Mark Lamar Hill because he was out of pocket, and he got to be called to the floor for that. But we're going to take a quick break, family. We're going to get right back. We got a lot more to discuss with you all tonight. Mm-hmm. It's going down. We ain't finished. So we're going to take this quick break with Live Wire cameo with your sister Keisha in this one right here. We keep it Brooklyn thorough all the time, family. It's what we do over here. We rep the hood. We rep it well.
Forced to walk backwards, praying to foreign gods with a borrowed tongue, always on the run, no rest for the son of man, staring down the barrel of a gun. Hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe with your foot on my neck. He says, how art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me, thou art out of breath. You're next, I'm getting you before they do. Black on black crime is not a myth, but we need a savior, we in danger, Superman save us, cause we quick to scrap, we quick to fight. Blood drips when niggas get that kryptonite. I know my rights, but they have me in their sights. I'm good as dead. Bullseye on my arm, leg, arm, head. They fabricate villains to feed their system, feasting on human flesh. Capitalism creates victims. Corporation liquefying the dead. Life sentence for my train of thought. Can't mention all that I've been taught. Go missing, hinting at such talk. Kindred living being sold and bought. No kidding. Niggas stuck on Newport's hawk spit. Spirits caught in throats suspended. Vocal cords hanging off a rope, smitten. And those positions sitting across from God, breaking beats to compositions where I just nod. Black is God, behold, nega, isambo. God is my name. Lay flowers like candles, no go ropes or chains. I'm free, son. See these locks on my head? No Caesar. Alexander is dead. Fuck, drunk with a long dick. Taste of your own medicine, disrespectful as shit. The revolution will be televised again. Fuck that, ball out, youngin', do it for the gram. PG, let's go. Baby, you're right on time for the struggle. Yeah. Hands up on the double. Brother, you're right right on track with the pressure. One voice all together, singing over and over and over and over. Time out. We ain't gonna take it no more. No more. No more. I'm not asking, can I live? I'm not asking, can I breathe? Now we can all live as kin, but asking is now deceased. I'm teaching my own hood, not asking for your degrees. Y'all singing the same lullaby, trying to rock us to sleep. Protests go back to peace. Brutality by police. Woke sheep can see the beast. Now we ain't sleeping a peak. Contrary to your beliefs, my people just want peace and a large chunk of the pie. Now we don't just want a piece. 381. Boycott them out of their grid. See Malcolm, he had a gun. And Martin, he had a dream. See me, I got both. In a world of people like me that singing the same song. No M-O-R-E. Baby, you're right on time for the struggle. Hands up on the double. Brother, you're right on track with the pressure. One voice all together. Sing it over and over and over and over. Time out. We ain't gonna take it no more. No more. And we ain't waiting for Biden. Bitch need 100 bills past Biden. Biting my teeth, I don't want violence, but America tired. It was y'all that summoned the storm of Poseidon. And now y'all wanna talk about riots. Some people just choose stupid. Stop asking for them to see the stars spangled banner. What's important? I pledge allegiance to me. I pledge allegiance to freedom, to justice, equality. Remember, I tried to kneel. You ain't listen to me. And now they burning it down. And now you wanna agree. And now Black Lives Matter, but there's a problem. Too many black people murdered with those police on the street. Witness a revolution. Together we can be beat. I'm talking to everybody. Black, white, no in between. I'm not asking, can I live? I'm not asking, can I breathe? Fuck if you don't agree. No M-O-R-E. Baby, you're right on time for the struggle. Hands up on the double. Brother, you're right on track with the pressure. One voice all together. Sing it over and over and over and over. We ain't gonna take it no more. Baby, you're right on time.
Good afternoon. What's going on, man? You're being served an eviction notice for this property. We need you to be out by today.
By today?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You got to take it up with the court.
Listen, man, so we can't go right now, man. If you can give us a few more days, we can figure something out.
I understand that we got to do our job, buddy. I'm sorry.
I understand you got to do your job, but I got my family here, man. Yo, this is $7,000 that you asking for at this type of time, man. I ain't got that type of money. Yo, this is my what? Man, go ahead, get the house. Get my son. You're gonna do this again to my son in front of my wife, man. Get off me. This is unnecessary, man.
Baby, you're right on time for the struggle. Hands up on the double. Brother, you're right on track with the pressure. One voice all together. Singing over and over and over and over. We ain't gonna take it no more.
This can't be our norm. This can't be our norm. We must change the narrative. And the only way you can do that is through education. It is your passport to the world. You have to empower your mind. You have to learn and know the greatness you come from. Understand that we have traveled the seas way before slavery. Understand that we have been able to detect star constellations in the sky way before any European ever documented it. Understand that you have an existence that goes back to 2.5 million years before anyone else was on this planet. Understand your greatness, because when you know your greatness, you build to be better and do better. We don't need to run, we need to lead. We need to stand strong. But there will always be sheep and there will always be shepherds. Understand the role you play. You can follow like a sheep, or you can lead like a shepherd. But it's time to move forward, and you got to make a decision. The time is now.
Okay.
All right. That was No More by Livewire. We keeping it all Brooklyn tonight. Family. Again, y'all can that tune now. You can purchase it on iTunes, or if you got Amazon Music, you can hear it on Amazon Music anytime. But, you know, stay focused, family. Don't let these slick talking bobblehead federal informant preachers come out before you and tell you you need to align yourself and fight someone else's fight. Mr. Belt is in the building starting trouble. I see you, Mr. Belt.
And neither
You know,
these
he'll never come
media
here, Mr. Belt. He'll never come over here. He'll
not
never
the
come over
media
here.
platforms either, Keisha. Don't leave them out.
Get them.
Don't leave these media platforms out. Because some of the ones that you think are super African centered, soon as they get that bag, they in they bag and they switching up on you, huh? African History Network. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I smell something. I don't know what it is. I smell something though. But I know it's a lot of these media networks out here, man, that say they for the people. And they be switching that. They be subconsciously just throwing little, you know, just a little sprinkle on top of it. Just to water it down a little bit. Over time, make you start questioning your views. You know what I'm saying? But up here, we thorough, baby. We thorough Black Talk. This how we always consistently go give it to y'all. Because we're not trying to be no celebrities. We ain't trying to be no YouTube famous people. I don't want to be famous. I might have to bust somebody in their head. I know how these people are. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But we just do this out of the love and the experience of really putting in work. Like active work for our people. You know, not armchair revolutionaries. And we realize that it's a lot of things that's missing out here. We in the technology era, we got to get with the times a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because all of the old heads that these youngins had, they don't have them no more. When I was coming up, I had a UAM, United African Movement. I had other forums where I could actually go and see some of these warrior scholars and these elders that are now ancestors and hear them speak the wisdom, hear them tell us what we should do or what we should not do. Right now, we don't have that, especially in the times of COVID where we got to be 6 feet apart. You know what I'm saying? So the real has to be out here to speak up, and we can't be holding our tongue, not for no bag, no money, not for none of that. Because what we playing with when we do that is our freedom. We playing with the fact that if we want to be free, if we want liberation or not, if we want sovereignty or not, do you really want it or not? Or do you want to just be more comfortable? You know what I'm saying? So this is the code that we live by when we came together and said we're going to create thorough Black Talk. We're going to give it to the people raw and direct. This is our platform, family. You know what I'm saying? So every Thursday, please tell a friend. Let's share this information. But I know, Keisha, before we get out of here, we got like a little over a half hour left. Did you want to go in on some more of, because we in African Women's History Month. You know, we don't do the other women's Integration History Month. We in African Women's History Month. You know what I'm saying? So I know you wanted to discuss some more of our great sheroes.
Yes.
You know? So yeah,
yes.
I'm ready to go to it.
Definitely. All right, family, we're going to get into the Haitian Revolution. You know, a lot of times when you talk about the Haitian Revolution, people talk about Boukman Dutty, people talk about Christophe, people talk about Toussaint Louverture or Dessalines, but nobody ever talks about the architects. You always got to follow who the architects were, because those are the people that left you the blueprint. Right? Now I know everybody saw, what's that film? Wakanda, Black Panther. So Black Panther. Now, remember in the movie Black Panther, the general, Ayole, the sister, you know, she was betraying a Dahomey woman, right? So it was the Dahomey women, right?
The Dora Milaje.
Yes, who held court. And nobody ever talks about these women being key figures in the Haitian Revolution. And I thought it would be fitting if we did it. You know, one of my favorites is Aunt Toya. You know, if you got a friend named Toya, cousin named Toya, aunt named Toya, you got to tell them how royal that name is, right? Because it was Aunt Toya who taught Bookman Dutty.
That's right.
She was the one who gave him the blueprint, taught him about medicine, taught him about law, taught him about being a warrior, because see, she was a Dahomey woman. And when his mother died, and his mother told her sister, you know, you got to care for my son and make sure my son fights for our freedom. And every day in raising him, Toya would tell him the messages that his mother left him. So, you know, in my humble opinion, you know, I ain't always right, but a lot of times I am. In my humble opinion, one of the best scholars on the Haitian Revolution is Dr. Professor Baina Bello.
That's right.
So we couldn't have her on the program, but you know, Sister Keisha, she'll come with them videos. She'll come with them articles that set you right and get you right.
Yeah.
So let's get into Professor Baina Bello's talk about the women of the Haitian Revolution, in particular Toya, who was one of my favorites. And the next time you read about the Haitian Revolution, I want you to dig a little bit deeper, if you will, family. So hold on a second.
Oh, it's muted, sis. Turn it up. I think maybe unmute your mic or something because it's muted. Yeah, I don't hear no sound, sis.
Sit down and let themselves be taken away. They fought. They fought all the way to the boat. They fought on the boat. They killed themselves throughout the trip. They killed themselves as they get off the boat or killed whoever was tying them up. So the fight began the day the aggression, the kidnapping, the slave mentality began to capture people. Now, and the fight went throughout everywhere. It's not just Haiti. That's another false idea that Haiti did a revolution. But Jamaica fought a lot more than we did. Cuba has much more revolts than we did. But Haiti, the difference, Haiti succeeded. And that is what makes the difference. But all the islands in St. Thomas, 3 women freed St. Thomas in 1773, took it away from the Dutch for almost a year before they were recaptured with the help of France and British Army. The Dutch put the island back into slavery and arrested the 3 women. But people don't know about that. Throughout Brazil. So the revolution is all over. It's not the Haitian Revolution. The Haitian Revolution is just one tip of the revolution against slavery that went throughout the world and received its first major success in Haiti. I would have to say, in the last period, the last string of battles that began in 1492, we have to take 3 characters, 3 major people and their surrounding. We have to take, if we take the man, we'll have to take Bookman Duty, who's from Jamaica, whose mother was a great revolutionary woman, was a Muslim woman. And the reason he's called Bookman, the man of the book, is because his Holy Quran that he refused to give up when they sold him out here. So the slave maker burnt the book on his skin. So he was all burnt up all in here, but the mark of the book stayed here. Why? Bookman. And since he was purchased by Mr. Duty, then his name became Bookman Duty, the man of the book of the duty. Now, for us, there is no such thing as chance and hazard. So there is a reason why this man, who's going to come from Jamaica, grow up here, become from a Muslim to a Unga, participate actively in giving, being the what do you call, Un tremplin, being what you jump over to push the last battle, if you want, to spring to propulse, okay, the last battle. So this Bookman Beauty, what is he going to say to us? He's going to say to the Haitian people, God, who has created the sun, who governs the wind, the clouds, he is your father. And he demands that you put an end to this thing here. You must avenge the wrong that has been done to you. Now, we have no other word from Bookman but that one speech that he did on August 14, 1791. So this is the man who brought the word, the clarified word that must be materialized. Fine. And of course, with this, a whole string of fighting and activities begun towards the final march for freedom. Now we're going to go to step 2. We're going to get to a man called François Dominique Breda, born so-called in slavery. But I say no, he was born out of slavery, but when purchased, as they usually do, they changed his name to François Dominique Breda. Fine. He is going to grow. As he began to come into himself, he gets rid of the François. And what is the meaning of the word François? François means that which belongs to, is relative to France and its people. He gets rid of François. We find him Dominique Breda. He continues to fight. He gets rid of Dominique. And we find him Dominique, which means born on a Sunday. And we find him Toussaint Breda. And he gets rid of Breda. As he comes to full knowledge of who he is and take his role as the one who opens the way and traces the road to independence, we find him Toussaint Louverture. Toussaint, the one who has the powers of all the saints, Louverture, to open the way. So, as we step 2, he does his job of opening the way and tracing the road. What do we find him doing in the last minutes, the last days of his existence here? We do not find Toussaint fighting to stay in power. We do not find Toussaint begging Leclerc to keep him here. We find Toussaint fighting so Dessalines will be named a divisionary general. We find him fighting for Christophe to have another rank. We find him fighting to place everybody where they should be. And his last word here in Gonaïve to his godfather, Pierre Simon Baptiste, when Pierre Simon Baptiste asked him, Toussaint, so you're leaving us here. Toussaint smile and say, don't worry, everybody's in their post. The victory is already there. And he stepped onto the boat. So then Toussaint accomplishes his mission and goes. And then the next person steps on. It is what they call history, which we call our story, which is the story of all life forms on a particular space. So the R-string is a string that goes on forever. There is no cutting this string. So Toussaint does his work, and the next guy step up to lead the work of the people that are involved. People from Jamaica, people from Grenada, people from all over the islands have found ways to come in and participate. African Americans from the United States have come here and fought in this battle over here. But all of this is sort of obscured when you have these individual type situations. Women, Toussaint Louverture says to us, women represent more than a third of all fighting troops. Children are the first people to step on any battlefield. Where are they? In his story that they gave us. We don't see them. But let's go on. The third step is when we get Jean-Jacques Dessalines as the leader. Now, this is the person, again, when we take all the stuff they say about him is really, well, but one of the things, the man speaks Yoruba. He makes a choice to have all his closest people Africans, which as a very humorous person, he called his closest troops who are just recently arrived Africans. He called them the Polish troop. Why? because he says they speak Haitian as poorly as the Polish speak French. So this is the man who's going to structure the final blow. This man is born for this, raised by a military woman, Agbaraya Toya, whose name as Tantoya, he calls Tantoya, and everyone in that period called Tantoya. This is this military woman from Dahomey who raised him all along and reminded him throughout his life that his destiny is to bring liberty to this land, and gave him the proper training in military and philosophy and spiritual and mysticism as well. So when in this training, this man is prepared, the time has arrived. He has been a perfect soldier under all those who came before him. He was an absolutely obedient lieutenant, captain, and colonel to Toussaint Louverture. He has received all his formal military functioning, training, and regulations from Toussaint. He does not do anything that Toussaint does not ask him to, that Toussaint does not order him to, until Toussaint is no longer there. Then it is evident to everyone there is no other person to replace Toussaint and take the lead of the people's movement, and that is this man, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. Now, spiritually, when we analyze, just like we analyze Toussaint, and in our own spiritual language, Toussaint is a Legba in Vodou. By his name, by his functioning, by his physical appearance, by his speaking all the languages that he spoke, by everything he did, he is a pure living Legba. And as we analyze Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he is an Ogun. Ogun is what? That is the principle that brings, once you've set up an objective, once the collectivity has established an objective, then Ogun bring this objective to quick materialization. That is his work. And this is the mission of this man, Jean-Jacques Dessalines. And that's what he does. He says, all right, so now we're not afraid to say the word independence. You guys are ready? He is going to use it one of the first time publicly on March 25th, 1802 in Créta-Kiewo, when he tells the people, even if you see me submit myself to French domination and authority 100 times, know that 100 times 100, I shall betray them. I promise you, I will give you independence. March 1802. He puts out his word, and his word is bond, and bond is life, and he shall give his life before his word shall fail. So Jean-Jacques Dessalines takes us to January 1st, 1804, Declaration of Independence. Declaration of Independence for the island of Haiti. Dessalines never spoke of a part of an island. The island of Haiti. Freedom for everywhere. When he made his security plans for structures and fortresses to be built, he made them for the entire island. Everything he did for the island. Okay. And he also told another very important thing. He says, today we are celebrating one independence, military independence. All the other independence have yet to be conquered. He was very clear. Ogun always speak very frankly, differently from a Legba. Legba speaks in very symbolic term, and everyone can take them whichever way they are comfortable with them. But Ogun speaks in very direct term. He's usually hated or loved. Henri Christophe, when he's going to take over after Dessalines' death, then Christophe, his strength is that he picked up all of Dessalines' plans and executed them. Whereas in the West, Pétion, who was president, who is the assassin of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he smashed everything that he had started, that Dessalines started. And this is the man who believed in the French, who is begging a slaver while president of this country, while talking about the Black Republic, is begging a Frenchman to recognize him as his son. Now, this is the confused person who brings us to the crossroad of where we are now, that led to where we are now.
Woo! Oh man.
I had to pull my spear out for that. When I hear Dr. Bellows, I just gotta get my spear. When I hear her, I just gotta get it.
He went all the way in on that one. Keisha, thank you so much for sharing that video. She went
That's
all
what's
the way
up.
in that, man. Once again, that was honorable Baina Bello.
Yes.
Discussing the Haitian Revolution. And, you know,
Yes.
like I said, we in African Women's Month, African Women's History Month right now. So we talked about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. You know, of course, we honored, you know, we had Dr. Bello just discuss so eloquently so many people, specifically African warrior empresses that have done so much work for our people. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing. You know, it's really amazing to just sit back and hear the history, how she just broke everything down, Keisha. You know, like, and how it really relates, you know, like to like you what you said, like the Dahomey, you know, the real warrior. Even if you think about Nzinga, warrior sisters. You know what I'm saying? People that really picked up the spear, not just women that were just sitting back and being submissive, but women that if our brothers drop the spear, then we gonna pick it right back up, and in some cases we pick it up before them. Those are the real African warrior queens out there. We love and honor them, Keisha. I thank you for sharing that video. That was
Definitely. So, family, again, when you start studying the Haitian Revolution, you got to peel back the layers. You know, peel back the layers to see who was taking them brothers out in them woods and giving them military plans.
That's right.
Who was giving them that spirit to make them keep fighting? Stop playing.
Tantoya.
Hello, that's my favorite.
You know,
gotta get this thing, I'm telling you.
It's interesting too because you know it's funny how as Africans work, man. Because like my family's from Trinidad, and like also our aunts out there, we say tanti. Tanti is how we address it, not auntie, but tanti. So I can relate when they, instead of calling her aunt or auntie, they call her Tant Toya. You know what I'm saying? But you know, these are real life living legends, not no myths, not no fictional mystical characters. These are real ancestors that put in work, you know, for our people, family. So it's important for us to study the history, and it kills me when some of these people out here that are unstudied, that don't follow the history of our ancestors, try to hit you with some kumbaya nonsense, try to hit you with some we shall overcome nonsense. Listen, we had so many warriors that was really willing to kill and die for our freedom, family. The Haitian Revolution is the most successful revolution we ever had. And you see at the core element of that, a Dahomey woman, African woman, inspired and also was an architect to teach so many people of the direction that we should be going, family. And you know the story that Dr. Baina Bello was sharing also, it reminds me of another Haitian warrior queen that deserves honor. And if y'all don't know, I'm talking about Cecile Fatiman. Cecile Fatiman was also the person that was there with Boukman Dutty the very night when they came together with the enslaved Africans on IAT and said, look, we ain't taking this no more. We planning this out, we strategizing, this is exactly what we're gonna do. We starting it now. Whoever ain't down with it, we killing their ass. Because they standing in our way because they not the warrior class, and we gonna get our freedom. So Boukman Dutty and Cecile Fatiman came together and they said, look, we gotta strategize this. We gotta have a meeting. So that meeting, that legendary night, is called Bois Caiman. Look it up. B-O-I Caiman. I think it's C-A-I-M-A-N. Bois Caiman. That's the very meeting that the Haitians had when they came together and said, this is exactly the strategy that we're going to do to get our freedom. And Bwa Kaiman, Cecile Fatiman, it said that Boukman Dutty and Cecile Fatiman, they had Bwa Kaiman that night. They met there, strategized. They also sacrificed a pig. You know what I'm saying? And another powerful thing about that is, you know, because in Haiti, you know, the brothers and sisters out there was practicing a spiritual practice known as voodoo. Not this crazy, stupid voodoo stuff that you see in Hollywood talk about. And they try to demonize it and things of that nature. But voodoo is nothing but the goddamn diasporic version of Ifa. If you think about it, it's nothing but the daughter and son of the spiritual Yoruba Nigerian spiritual system Ifa. But that night, when Cecile Fatiman, who was one of the leaders, and Boukman Dutty came together and had Bwa Kaiman and they strategized, they sacrificed a pig. What do they sacrifice the pig to? Another powerful warrior queen. In this case, it was a Lao. A Lao is actually, it's like a senior spirit in the Voodoo spiritual system. So they sacrificed the pig to the Lao, and the Lao is Ezeli Dantor. Ezeli Dantor is the name of that Lao. Ezeli Dantor, for those of y'all that are not familiar, I guarantee you are familiar, because if you ever saw the picture of the Black Madonna, that these devils,
come on,
these Catholic and Christian churches, if you go to the goddamn in Italy, you go there and they pull their curtains back, you gonna see the Black Madonna. That's who they worship to secretly. Well, a picture of the Black Madonna holding baby Jesus, the black baby Jesus, that was actually an artistic impersonation of Ezeli Dantor. And if you just type in Ezeli Dantor, you're going to see what I'm talking about. The Black Madonna. But Ezeli Dantor was the senior spirit, one of the senior spirits in Voodoo, and they made a pact to Ezeli Dantor, this woman, spiritual Lao, and said, look, we need your help. Great ancestor, Ezeli Dantor. We need you. We are going to devote ourselves to you, and we are going to win this war and free our people. Our people always been spiritual. And Ezeli Dantor just so happens to be the Lao, or the spirit of righteous rage and vengeance. She's the ones that protects the babies with that righteous rage. So don't let nobody sit up here and try to tell you that black people hate ain't gonna work and we need to love each other and all of that. Listen, you can miss me with that, because our ancestors, even in Kemet, we had Sekhmet. That fiery warrior spirit that don't take no goddamn shorts. Ain't sacrificing nothing unless we winning in the end. Sekhmet. We always had that fiery spirit, that warrior spirit. Ezeli Dantor, that righteous rage. So don't let nobody tell you about this we shall overcome stuff, family. We had deities that was about that life. We had deities that was ready to pull up. And some of these black people that want to sit here and make excuses, they want to sit back and hold hands until you put the spear down. Meanwhile, this is our tradition. This is our heritage. This is who we are. We being oppressed, we gonna fight with every little thing that we got. So me, I always take my hat off to the warrior queens, family. Some of these queens, they way stronger than some of the brothers that's out here. I see some weak ass brothers out here. Just weak, pitiful brothers. And we got some real strong warrior sisters, so don't get it twisted. Up here on Thorough Black Talk, you see, I learned from one of the best right here. My big sister. Always educating, always teaching, putting us on. That's that Sekhmet spirit. That's that Ezeli Dantor spirit. That's that Tantoya spirit. Come on, man. Go ahead, Keisha. These people out here playing.
Can't play games with it. It's real. I'm sitting here charging my headband because I even study and research in my damn sleep. You know, I got one of them headbands, you know, with the headphones. I don't like getting no free advertisers. They ain't paying us. But got one of them headbands that I sleep with. I think y'all can see it. Can you see it? Yeah. So yeah, I put this on, and at night I'm listening to audio books, right? Because I got a whole library with these Chinese folks that I'm studying right now. I done downloaded the whole library. I'm about to go in because we're going to break this down as we get closer into the summer months because it's about to pop off this summer. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, please keep your head on the swivel and be safe out there. Because although you have other ethnic groups who are out here calling for justice or they receive injustice, if you will, white supremacists going to be looking at us. And I'm just thankful it was no black people in those massage parlors that was shot up the other day. You know, I'm just glad none of our people got hurt up in it. That's because right. Normally, you know, it is us who frequent their businesses, whether it's the Chinese restaurant, the nail salons, or whatever. It is us who in there, the beauty supply shops or whatever. So anybody can easily pull up, and we're so comfortable with having these groups around us. You know, I just want to know from what's his name, Yang, that's running for a mayor here in New York City. Asian guy who's running for mayor here in New York City. My question to him is, you know, where were you when, like I said, the Asians was beating up black people? Black people, I want you to understand why you hear on mainstream media or even through your years in school, you know, certain people were picked for you to be your leaders, your heroes, the ones you should write about, the ones you should honor. But on Thorough Black Talk, we're going to give you something different. We're going to give you the other side of the scale. We're going to tell you who your school left out. We're going to give it to you raw. We're going to give it to you real. We're going to keep it thorough because that's what we do over here. We don't have time for no shenanigans. Everything that we've been talking about over the years on Thorough Black Talk and other platforms have come to pass. We vindicated. Unfortunately, we vindicated, I say. Because we've been telling our people this for a very long time. And mark my words, you're going to get a lot of people, especially here in New York, who are going to be telling you, oh, vote for Eric Adams or vote for, what's the other, Yang that's running, you know, to be mayor of New York City. Meanwhile, black people, as fast as they can push you, they pushing you out of New York City.
That's right.
You can't even afford to fart in New York City. And you want to talk about you vote for these people? Are you crazy? A lot of black people will get their head bust too this summer. Watch what I'm telling you.
That's right.
All of those police who was up in an uproar, mad and frustrated over the last summer when Antifa and all these other groups are out here acting a fool in your name, you're going to get your head bust this summer. I'm going to tell you that right now. They not playing with you. And this already started across the board. And shout out to Samira Rice.
Right.
Before we leave, shout out to Samira Rice, the mother of Tamir Rice, who gave Tamika Mallory the business on social media the other day. Gave her the smoke. Because Tamika Mallory was up on the Grammys, what she said in her Versace boots, who built wealth and a name off the back of slain, murdered victims of the police and white aggressionists in this country. Samira Rice, shout out to her, always stood tall. When they had Trayvon Martin's mother out there trotting for Hillary Clinton, when they had Mike Brown's mother out there trotting for Hillary Clinton, when they had what's her face? Sandra Bland's family out there trotting for Hillary Clinton. Samira Rice said, hell Hell no. She been standing tall on her own. I love it. And we got to stand tall with her. Stop letting these fakers come in amongst us and build a name for themselves off the blood and the death of Black people.
That's right.
Ask these people where they get their bread from. And I just showed you in the clip when you had Al Sharpton out there running his mouth on behalf of the Asian community. Who was to the right of him? Benjamin Crump, the man who never gets no justice and no damn peace for your ass. None. You don't get nothing. Nothing. And what did he call him in the video? Not me. Bobblehead Sharpton, Shady Sharpton. He said that Benjamin Crump was an attorney general. Are you crazy? Yo, I'm telling you, we're going to have to go back to the days when people just started to get dealt with in the street. Because this ain't working. All of this talking ain't working. So yes, Lady V, I meant what I said about Mark Lamar Hill. Because what he said is just like him coming and disrespecting my grandmother.
That's right.
And anybody will tell you I ain't played with my grandmothers, neither one of them. So he gonna get it, and rightfully so. And if one of y'all see him before I do, give him the goddamn smoke. Tell him he had no business saying that clown stuff about Dr. Francis Wells Weldon, and that you want him to go on mainstream media, the same platform he was running his bumping his gums disrespectfully about her on. Go back on that platform and apologize. And if you don't, we're gonna put these paws on you. Period.
That's right.
This the only language people understand these days. This talking and stuff ain't gonna work. It don't work. At least not for me. And my hands has always got me the justice that I wanted.
That's right.
But we're going to get up out of here. Brother Ashe, your final thoughts before we break out.
Yeah, man. Listen, yo. I know this was a very spirited conversation that we had tonight, but we really want you to take the jewels, you know, all of the information, the wisdom, and the names, these honorable African ancestors. We want you to take that home with you, digest it, spit it up, regurgitate it, and redigest it. We want you to give it to the youth, give it to your friends, your family. Pass this information and this wisdom along. We discussed Francis Cress Welsing. We discussed Tantoya. We had Baina Bello up here, the video that we played. You know what I'm saying? I broke down Cecile Fatima, Ezeli Dantor, just to talk about the Haitian Revolution and some of the warrior empresses that really put in work. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of Black African Women's Warrior History Month. That's how we moving, family. We honor those up here that came before us, and we study our history, our wins, and our losses so that we could get better, family. These are trying times. It seems like everybody, they know how to get to us. They know how to play with our emotions. They know how to stick us in the right pressure points to make our knees come up and to make us react the way they want us to, family. They know us. We have to know them. We have to know our enemy. We have to know who the goddamn enemy is and study them well. Just as much as we study ourselves. That's the only way we're going to get out of this rut and get our freedom, family. So please, replay this video, go back, study, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you share this link, family, so we can get more information out. Till next week, you know we holding it down for our brother Tad, who was out on assignment tonight. Better Days Ahead. Make sure you go check out Better Days Ahead Fitness. Everything that my brother Tad is doing, he's working hard behind the scenes. This is your brother Ashe SJ. Always remember, family, true courage is knowing how to suffer. And the battlefield is where you stand. Keep it thorough, family. Sister Keisha.
Yes, family. Yes. Again, thank you all for tuning in with us. Another pleasurable week that we have with you all. Can't wait to see you again. Black, next Thursday. Love each and every one of you every time you tune in and share the broadcast. Keep sharing the broadcast. Let's get this platform to grow because we play no games over here. We keep it 100% thorough. And that's why we are Thorough Black Talk with this Brooklyn flavor. We headed out, y'all, with Richard Raw and EY. Brother Ashe always saying to y'all, check your EY. So we rolling out with Richard Raw tonight, and then we going to head up out of here.
That's right.
Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. I just say a prayer to my Ori, yeah. When I wake, I sprinkle some OT, yeah. I can break the chains cause I'm free, yeah. My Egun is watching over me, yeah. Kneeling down, I'm praying at the shrine. All it takes is just a little time. Ancestors sending me some signs. I can see, but surely I was blind. I got issue, I got Ogun, I got Oya, I got Oshun, I got the sun, I got the moon, I got Oyin, I got Ovun, yeah. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Cool my head and then I throw the Obi. All white or till I'm holy. People thinking that they really know me. Say you speak the truth, you gotta show me. Wisdom coming straight from a Rumela. Tap you on your shoulder, he's pursuing ya. Oh, you mow up in that village trying to ruin ya. Trying to ruin ya. I got issue, I got Ogun, I got Oya, I got Oshun, I got the sun, I got the moon, I got Oyin, I got Ovun, yeah. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Sharpshooter, focus like a Chelsea. Coming out the temple, smelling smoky. Trying to find my way like a shoe. Dressed in yellow, y'all, that's all blue. Hit big, coming, that's my crew. All I really need is just a few. Wanna see Orisha look at you. Not just what you say, but what you do. I got issue, I got Ogun, I got Oya, I got Oshun, I got the sun, I got the moon, I got Oyin, I got Ovun, yeah. Iwapele, live tomorrow, build your character today. Iwapele, live tomorrow,